everybody, and welcome to the NRSL MLP Cup Series. We're here live at Darlington Raceway for the running of the Sonic Lost World 500. On the pole today is the 32 of Nick Parasols. On the outside is the 22 Gabe Williams. Starting third is the 30 of Devin Whitston, and fourth is the 73 of Pete Chew. Fifth is the 33 Connor Smith, and sixth is the 47 Jason Trost. Starting 7th is the 13 Harry Nova, and 8th is the 31 Michael White. Starting 9th is the 34 Charles Roberts, and rounding out the top 10, the 78 Tyler Thaber. And now, without further ado, let's hear those famous words in motorsports.
Drivers, start your engines!
And it's the first time we've been to Darlington since I think last season's MLP Cup Series. But this is the new Darlington. This is the this is probably the most recent one out there. The walls, the big walls, the lights and everything is all new in Darlington. So it's going to be a great race. And oh, look at that! They're already scraping a little bit of the wall on the start. So could we see some wall banging in this race? Well, hope so. And meanwhile, 37 laps here at Darlington, and the green flag is out underway, and the lady in black. Oh, whoa, 22 Williams got a piece of the wall. This wall's going to be a pretty big factor in the race. Here they come towards that last corner. And 22 dropping a little bit off the wall, but Parasols takes the lead and he'll lead the first lap. Probably the big one to avoid is that wall, because the wall is really, really close. Too close, in fact. And the caution's out for the first time today. First time we've had a caution in a long time, because last race Kansas didn't have one, but now Darlington had one, and Parasols will lead us to the caution. And it came out Rohit Vedar was wrecked out. We'll see what happened behind him. And it didn't have anything to do with the wall, but a wreck nevertheless. Here's what happened. It was a battle between him, Alex Ragow, and DJ Curtis. And around here, look at that. He slowed down really hard. Curtis got down, and then Ragow spun Vedarvu. Nick Barney might have gotten a bit of damage. Yeah, Nick Barney did get damaged. Dion Scott was involved. George Rourke. Kyle Beck got damaged, and the 48 got damaged. Brad Johnson, a little bit of damage. Oh, man. Wow. I barely saw the 9, but I knew he was involved. I'm not sure why they had to slow down a little bit, and the restart all of a sudden they got slow. They were way far against Dylan Young, but something went wrong in the wall, and I guess that prompted them to slow down. And while slowing down, Vedarvu got lost and then got spun. So I guess that's what happened. I'm not sure why they slowed down in the middle of the pack, but I guess that's the way it goes. No, I'm not sure. I guess that's something went wrong, or something went wrong on ahead of them, so they had to slow down a little bit. Head stops underway already in the third lap. Nick Parasols out to pit. Anybody? Oh, Tyler Thaber's staying out. Tyler Thaber's going to stay out to take the lead. And then John Skibnicki, Dustin Ray, Jason Trost, and Nick Paris and Ethan Hamill and the rest of the field also chose to stay out. Now this Darlington's a little better than I expected. Look at the great view from here. But the bad news is we have to use pit lane 1 to see who comes out first on pit stalls. I see drivers coming out right now. And Nick Parasols just came out first. Henry Nova looked like he was going to come out first, but Parasols got the very first stall because of winning the pole, and he took advantage of it and takes the lead away. No, I think they're going to get Connor Smith in second. I'm not quite sure where. No, I'm not. Wait a minute. Nova's ahead. I'm not sure if Henry Nova beat them to the line, actually. No, they didn't, so Parasol slowed down. Parasol's won here first. So I thought for a second there was a little bit of a problem, a mix-up. So let's see if any drivers retired after the wreck. Only 2 drivers retired, Dion Scott and George Rourke. Not bad, but the Lady in Black is expected to take its course in the next couple laps. Still more to come. Tyler Thabber, stays out. He's the leader. Then John Skibnicki, Dustin Ray, Jason Tross, and Ethan Hamill, the top 5. Then Charles Sanford, Tommy Heinrich, Eli Sachs, Dylan Young, and Jacob Lawler, the top 10. Parasols will restart in 13th, which means 12 drivers stayed out of pit road on the first set of pit stalls. On the early set of pit stalls, I mean. Because there's only going to be like 1 or 2 pit stops between these drivers. Here we go. Tyler Thabber he lost his lead from the last race. Now he's looking to retake it after Darlington. He hopes to retake the lead. And the green flag is out again here at Darlington. There comes Jonathan Skibnicki, and now he's going to force Thabber into the wall. Guess the big strategy here is to force people in the wall. And oh, whoa! 78 just spun out! 78 just spun out! And I don't know why there's not a caution flag. There's no caution. He just spun out in clear view, and the 78 just clearly spun out. And now there's a caution for another wreck. But the 78... I don't know if he saved it, I'm not sure, but if he spun out, they didn't bring out a caution, that's something. Oh, no, Ethan Hamill got a piece of the wall. And I think it's going to be, whoa, Nick Barney down below, Dustin Ray's the leader. Dustin Ray's now leading under caution. And that was close between him and Nick Barney. That was really close. But what happened to the 78? There was another wreck in front that happened that caused a caution, but this didn't, as he gets contact from Jason Trost, and I'm not sure if that counted as a full spin. It is a full spin. That is a full spin, so that should have been a caution. And they actually never called this for a caution, so for a second there I kind of thought that there was not going to be a caution for this incident. But then another incident came out in front. The lights should be on right now, right here. Where was the incident? Where did it begin? It was a separate incident off the first turn right after, and it was them trying to avoid the spin. It looked like PJ Williams got a little loose there, coming off the first turn. Yeah, he did get loose. Nick Barney, Gabe Williams, and the 18, Kyle Thomas, all spun out because PJ Williams got into what slipped up on the apron. He slipped on the apron, and he got spun out and took 4 of them with him. So, very shockingly, the caution didn't come out for Tyler Thabber. It came out for PJ Williams. Because if hadn't there not been a wreck, that would have been controversial. At least they called it in time. But look at this. Here's another view. Tyler Thabber, he thought his pitch strategy worked out. Here's a good view from the TV2 camera. And it's clear as day, as you can see, that the caution lights never came out the moment Thabber made a full spin. Near the start-finish line, right here. The lights never came on. And only then, when PJ Williams spun out and took 4 drivers on the first turn trying to avoid the incident, only then the caution lights came out. That could have been serious trouble for the leaders if they slowed down. Right there, there's the caution flag for the other. That's where the other incident came about. But boy, wow, was this a wow. Lap 9, and it's already bringing out some controversy. Man, disappointment for Tyrod Tyler Thaber and the others are pitting anyway. The drivers that did not pit on the last set of pit stalls are pitting right now. Parasols is going to be the leader again. But boy, was that a heck of a mix-up in the mix-up. So now let's get back to the action, see who retired. Gabe Williams and Tyler Thaber is done for the day. Kyle Thomas is done. Don't know about Nick Barney. Barney is down 2 laps. And I think he's going to get back on track. He will get back on track. And he'll be on the bottom of the leaders. And with the turns being tough today, it may be a huge disadvantage for Nick Parasols if he doesn't get a good start over Nick Barney. But he might be able to do so. Barney has a lot of damage in his car. Tough break for Tyler Thaber. He stayed out, so hopes to get his good strategy up in the lead, and it turns into a wreck. And now he's done for the day in 38th, and he's not going to get his points lead back after this race. Highly unlikely. But Nick Parasols might have a chance to retake it, as he's going to lead us back to green here in the wreck-filled mess of Darlington. Still a long way to go. We haven't even reached halfway, but still anybody's race. Here we go as the green flag waves again at Darlington. And a good start. He jumps Nick Parasols jumps off Nick Barney quickly. So good job. But wait a minute, Henry Nova. Look at Henry Nova get a good run. Henry Nova gets a good run. And here comes Austin Geip battling against Connor Smith for the position. And now the 13 still closing out on the 32 of Nick Parasols. It's still anybody's race in Darlington. It's been a wreck fest. Now we've reached the halfway point. And here comes, oh, what a block. But Henry Nova's going to still take the lead. Oh, and a little wall thing there. Parasols in the wall. Parasols got a little contact in the wall. Bit of contact on that turn. Gonna lose a ton of spots. He's gonna lose a ton of spots because of the wall. Wow. Here comes Austin Geip. A little contact on the wall from Connor Smith. Geip going for second. But Connor Smith's gonna hang on for a little longer. And the 30, here comes the 30, Devin Whitston, and 93, Jonathan Thoman. Thoman trying to rebound after finishing dead last in Kansas. And now it's not much battling between the top 5 just yet, and in fact, not much battling overall behind. As they're trying to all be careful, are all trying to race through carefully to avoid another incident like we've had with Tyler Thaber. Not much damage in the wall, surprisingly, from these top 5 drivers. They've been all running smoothly and were able to make it through the wall. Because that 4th turn wall is probably the toughest wall in the course. And here comes the 20 Geip. Oh, contact from Smith. Smith tries to save his car. He does. Connor Smith. Wow. What a scare there. Oh, Jake Williams in the wall. Jake Williams tried to avoid it, and he got hit the wall as well. Smith damage from the wall, and he drops down below the top 10. Williams is going to drop as well. And Williams might be dropping even more. He's still on the high side, still dragging the wall. Oh, he gets a big contact piece. Sooner or later, someone's going to get involved in it, and there's going to be a wreck. Oh, the 91 Team Pony's in the wall. Now in second, Devin Whitston. Whitston moves to second. My goodness, Team Pony damage in the back. Some damage as he gets it. They get it from the wall. Henry Nova off to a comfortable lead. Henry Nova's won last season. He's looking to win 2 in a row. 2 seasons in a row. Still a tough battle because the wall can strike anybody. Connor Smith is trying to rebound after that little incident between them and the wall, but he's going to get more. Costa's going to zoom in by. Oh, and there's a spin. There's a spin, and that's, I think, Team Pony. No, it's Ryan Acosta. Tommy Simpson spins as well. Near the final turn, there's a big wreck behind. It's going to change everything. Oh, I think Pichu was flipping. Sam Young, some drivers flipping. And leading to the caution, it's Henry Nova. And that could be good news for Devin Whitston trying to close in. Wow, what a wreck behind him. Let's go back to that replay. That was a big wreck near the final turn. A lot of drivers with damage, and we knew this was going to strike. And we knew it was a matter of time before someone hit the wall and caused a wreck. In this case, it was Ryan Acosta. No, it was Alex Tanker. I meant to say I apologize. It was Alex Tanker hitting the wall. And Tanker spun out by Kyle, and Kyle Beck put him a spin, and Tanker just still going around. Gets a piece of Abby Sachs, and oh, the 34 just slammed him quick. Tommy Simpson also spins. Heinrich, Lawler, Team Pony, I think they might have gotten damaged. Charles Sanford, and then Sanford's incident brought more drivers. The 38, and that's when Ethan Hamill flipped over. Pichu came at him really tough. The 16, the 1 involved. Jason Trost spins. Jonathan Skivnicki's flipping. And that's Sam Young, Brad Johnson, and Acosta. And Tanker's day has gone from bad to worse. Heinrich also involved. PJ Williams down. DJ Curtis also up in smoke, as you can see the smoke in the 4th and final turn. And a lot of drivers with damage. Wow. It was a matter of time before a big wreck like that would happen in Darlington. They've already took their pit stops already, so it's going to be a dash to the finish from here on out. Jason Trost is done. Tommy Heinrich, Rohit Vaidarbhu, Charles Roberts, Sam Young, John Skivnicki, Pichu, DJ Curtis, Charles Sanford, Tommy Simpson, Jacob Lawler, Ethan Hamill, Nick Barney, Gabe Williams, all retired. And Alex Tanker is a lap down. No word on his condition, whether he will still race. And he is still going to race. I think he's down 2 laps. And yeah, Tanker's still on pit road, so I'm not sure. He's still not retired yet, though. 23 drivers are left with, I think, less than 10 laps to go. And Tanker is just retired with a fuel leak, so no more lap cars this race. 23 cars are left in the field with 11 to go. Henry Nova still surviving the walls of Darlington. But will he hold off long enough to get his 2nd win of his career? Or I think 3rd, I'm not quite sure. I know he won last season, a couple races in the MLP Cup Series last season. Nova's going to try to go back to victory lane. And here comes the green flag again, here at Darlington. And Devin Whitston trying to get his first MLP Cup win. 3rd, Scott Ferguson. Look at Scott Ferguson. I almost didn't notice he's now in 3rd. The Benihana Cup champion is now in 3rd place. And still 10 to go here for Henry Nova. No one's been clipping the wall just yet. We get another caution and we'll be down to a dash. And here comes a 39 Scott Ferguson, a little wall hitting Devin Winston. Nova spins out. The leader spins. Ferguson also spins. Here they come up. Dylan Young gets clipped. 27 as well. What a heartbreak for Henry Nova. He just spun out. And the caution's out. Devin Winston's the new leader. What a shocking twist at Darlington. The leader, the leader Henry Nova spun out. Oh my goodness, how did he spin out? Nova was in the lead and he got spun by Scott Ferguson. Oh, he hit the wall. He hit the middle wall. He's lost a lot of momentum. Ferguson trying to take advantage. Nova came up to him and spun, and Ferguson spun Nova and caused a big wreck in the middle of the turn. Oh, what a heartbreaker for Henry Nova. He led most of the day, and this happens. Dylan Young and LaPlante were unable to avoid the wreck. And then Eli Sachs, Brad Johnson came with them. And then Abby Sachs came in. LaPlante involved. Ferguson is up on his roof. Dylan Young's head on top of Dylan Young's car. More wreckage. P.J. Williams involved. Sachs involved. Wow. Wow, what a heartbreaker for Henry Nova. He was on his way to winning it at Darlington, but then Scott Ferguson ended his chances. And we got a good view from TV2, and look at this. Nova hits the wall. Ferguson spins out the 13 and causes the big wreck with less than 10 laps to go. Nova was trying to just at least try to save the car, but he hits the little bit of the pit barrier and spins him out and causes a big wreck ahead of him. Ferguson gets a little high up on Dylan Young's car, but wow, that's tough. Wrecking out, the top 5 wrecking out, that's got to be tough. At 15, P.J. Williams unable to avoid the 83. But this has got to be great news for Devin Winston. He's now the new leader. Wow. Let's see. LaPlante has retired. Ferguson, Sachs, Young, another Sachs. Both Sachses are done. P.J. Williams and Jason Trost are done for the day. Nova's still running in 17th, but he knows he can't win it now. Wow, heartbreaker for the 13. They led most laps today, and it all ended in a wreck. And he's got Scott Ferguson to blame. Ferguson retired in 19th. It's down to just 17 drivers on the lead lap. And only a few more laps to go. And Darlington, Lady in Black, sure took out a lot of drivers along with her tonight. And it's going to be down to a mad dash for the finish with 5 laps to go. The next caution flag will end the race and decide our winner. Pace car will be coming out down to pit road. Devin Winston, who inherited the lead Ferguson took out Nova, is going to be leading us to the green again. Will he hold off the walls and collect his first MLP Cup win? Here we go, green flag. Here comes the wall, here comes the same straightaway in which they were, and Nova wrecked. James Shelley going to take the lead away from Devin Winston. Winston hits the wall a little bit, and Jonathan Thulman moves up to second. Winston hits the wall. He's going to lose a ton of momentum. 4 laps to go at Darlington. James Shelley, the new leader. Jonathan Thulman has moved up to second. The last BK driver left in the field. Oh, and he hits the 42, hits the wall, but not this time. Caution's out. Caution's out, the race to the line. Will Shelley hold off? Here comes the final wall, and James Shelley's going to go through the wall, and James Shelley might have won this race. And there was a wreck between, Henry Nova and Devin Winston. Wow, Devin Winston gets wrecked with 3 to go. How about that? He went from the lead to wrecking out in just 2 short laps. Here's what happened. 32 was trying to avoid the incident, and let me see. Oh, now I know. Michael White got into Devin Winston, and Winston spun out on his own. And then little damage, Parasols and Brad Johnson couldn't avoid it, and Henry Nova, whose day went from bad to worse, he just hits the 30 just really hard. He hits the 30, and they all 4 of them spun out. Wow. And Thoman, I thought that for a second there near this line, Jonathan Thoman was going to take advantage. But it wasn't to be, though, as James Shelley just barely hold on to a wild and wacky finish at Darlington. And with 3 to go, we're not getting back under green. Now it's 2 laps to go. But a lot of damage in the fronts. Nova and Winston done for the day. Beck is a lap down. Team Pony's a lap down, leaving 13 drivers on the lead lap to finish this race. Shelley just took the white flag. Now we'll see if James Shelley can get his car onto power and collect another win in the MLP Cup Series. Not sure if he already won back in the MLP Cup, but nevertheless, he's going to be a winner again at Darlington. Off the final turn and a wild and wacky finish in the Lady in Black, James Shelley collects the win in the Sonic Lost World 500 at Darlington. What a wild and wacky race at Darlington, but James Shelley came out on top despite damage in that car, obvious damage, and most of this cars had damage too, but James Shelley was able to hold off and win it here in Darlington in a wild finish. And Jonathan Thoman, he comes in second. He went from 42nd all the way to second. Wow. That's a really huge difference for Thoman. He finished in, wow, like really big, big jump for Jonathan Thoman. He would have loved to have won it, but he'll settle for second place nevertheless. Went from 42nd to second in just 2 races. Ryan Acosta is now in third, will finish third. Dustin Ray will finish fourth. Austin Guy 5th. Connor Smith 6th. Chris Washer, his first top 10 of the season, in 7th. Alex Rago and Jake Williams and Seth Brown in the top 10. And one of the very few who survived this entire ordeal. And here's the rest that wrecked out. But what a wild finish as James Shelley goes to victory lane at Darlington, and we'll show you the point standings right now. So here are your point standings after Darlington. Seth Brown just gained up 3 spots to become the new points leader. Kyle Beck dropped down to second, but just 2 points behind the leader, just a mere 2 points behind. Dylan Young is down to third, and still 32 points behind. Austin Guy moves up to 4th, 5 positions up. And Ryan Acosta 8 positions up to 5th. Connor Smith is now to 6th. James Shelley was the biggest mover of the race. After his win, he'd moved up 15 spots to 7th. Avi Sachs down to 8th. Tyler Thaber drops to 9th. And Jonathan Thoman, his comeback races now moved him up 11 spots. And the biggest loser of the race was Dion Scott. 2 races ago, he won at Homestead. Now he drops down 14 positions down to 22nd. So, well, that's your standings after Darlington. We'll see you guys at race 5.